Yep, okay, I have to apologise out to everyone. I actually forgot to turn my mic on. Rookie mistake. But yeah, I was just saying, so Maloney 88 with the fastest lap of a 105.8. I know I'm not your usual commentator and streamer. Diablo is supposed to be here, he may be having problems, I'm not sure yet, but if he jumps in, we will definitely get him in with me. If not, it'll just be me for tonight. I'm usually doing F, but I'm looking to do F1 tonight as well. But yeah, so everyone's been out, done at least one lap, put in times except from Julian. It's not set a time yet, it's actually someone has. It looked like someone had retired there. Not actually sure. So yeah, so Maloney 88 is currently sitting in provisional, with Height in second, not a lot splitting them, and then not that far back either is Thomas MB in third. Drawmaster, they're all coming, well most of them are coming back out again. Obviously some people are just coming back into the pits now to either change over tyres or change the setup a little bit. But so to see people's predictions on who's going to win, because obviously I don't do F1 normally, so I know most of the drivers in here and I know the pace, but I don't get to see the stream as much. So let me know who you guys think's going to win. Obviously, without arguing. But we will definitely see. So I think some people are back out now, as most Ronan is actually back out on track. I'll just call him Matto. I don't know what his full name is. But yeah, so 12 drivers, 11 have put in a first lap time at the moment with just under 5 minutes to go. And then we shall see exactly where everyone is sitting. AVR Julian is actually out on track. He may be setting his first lap time just now. We shall definitely find out though. So let's see. Yep, definitely. Everyone who's tuning in, welcome to round 7, SRL F1. It's not F2, you're not confused. It's Austria, so a really decent track. I like this track, it's a really fast track. If you make the slightest mistake and need to pit for repairs to your wing, it can cost you because the track's so fast. You can find yourself down a lap quite easily here. Every time I've seen this race there's always been carnage, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully there's not. Hopefully it runs very smoothly and everyone has a really decent race. But we're currently on board with the provisional pole sitter and Maloney 88. So I think just about to start another a flying lap right now. So comes across the line. Yep. I've seen a lot of people go wide at turn 1 there. They can outbrake themselves. The long drive up to turn 2, it's not the easiest. It is a little bit bumpy and you have to try and get your braking point right for here, otherwise you'll go seriously wide, or you could easily spin out by hitting the power too early. But as that was actually turn 3, so he's coming into turn 4 now, which is a pretty easy corner. You can lose quite a lot of time if you have a bit of understeer coming out of that corner or going into the corner. But this is one of the best corners on the track. I love this because I can take it flat out, and all the other drivers seem to do the same thing. Then you build up to 8th gear here, and then drop down to 5th or 6th. Come round the corner, he's just kept his tyres on track. Is he going to set a faster lap? He is. Wow, so he goes even faster with a 105.769. So he's still in provisional pole. Height is not far behind him. So we'll stay on board with Height and actually see what he can do. If he can take pole position from Maloney 88. And I'm extremely sorry to Maloney if I'm pronouncing his name wrong. I'm not very good at pronouncing names, but Height is actually coming across. He's now by just under 1/10, by about 5 thousandths, I think it's called. But extremely quick. It's still very, very quick. But we will see as they currently have just don't know what. Oh, Drawmasters actually went second with a 105.8. Wow. So Drawmaster 99 has a 105.869 and Height has a 105.896. As Maloney again goes faster with a 105.661, and he's rightfully retired. That's a really fast time. A really fast time. So as Ronan is actually making his way out on an outlap, I don't think he's just coming up to the end of his outlap, so he'll make it across for another lap. We'll have a look as there's a yellow flag. Pete is retired from the session as Height actually goes fastest with a 105.647. Wow. So Height retires. He's now in provisional pole. Drawmaster is actually down on his time. I don't think he's actually racing. He may actually be coming up to start a final lap just now. Oh, nope, he's heading into the pits. So Thomas MB, who's currently sitting in P5, check our flags out for the end of the session. Thomas MB, who is P5, is currently in sector 2. We'll see when he comes to the end of the sector to see if he's actually up on his time. We will see just now. I also forgot to put myself into a party. Wow. Yeah, so he's now in sector 3. Is coming up. He's off. Wow. Oh, wow. Yeah, wow. So Matto is finished in P7. Ronan is actually pit, and Ben JP12 has came over the finish line and finished 9th, so he's in the top 10. Yeah, that was an almighty crash by Thomas MB there. Wow. So I just don't know what to say about that one. It just like he drove straight off the track, brake, didn't try and steer. It may be a possibility his controller disconnected or his wheel disconnected, but yeah, so that's the final standing order for as all the cars pile up on each other. That's the final order for qualifying, so that's how they are going to start in this race. Just hopefully no one gets into any major incidents. I know this track's really easy to lose a place, and yeah, so it's definitely easy to lose places here. You want to avoid any contact going into turn 1 as well. So, but there we have it. Height with a blistering lap time of 105.646 is your pole sitter. Maloney 88 is in P2. K91 is the 3rd. Drawmaster 99, who had a really decent lap at the start, goes 4th. TRP in 5th. Thomas B in 6th, who crashed. Matto in 7th. Most Ronan is 8th. Ben JP 12 and 9th. Jack Hopwood 10th. AVR Julian in 11th, and the Dutchman finishes in 12th. Everyone did get a lap in. They're not too far behind each other, everyone. So we'll just have to see for the start of the Grand Prix here in Austria. So we're just going into the start. We're waiting on everyone obviously doing their thing and starting up for choosing their strategies. Obviously the Dutchman will get a choice of tyres. He probably, I would say, run the soft at the start. It's definitely a possibility. I wouldn't say it's a given, but in most drivers that come here start on the super soft if they can. It just gives them a little longer. But here we go, no formation lap. We're on 5 red lights and lights out. A little bit of a delayed reaction there, but we're off, and it looks like Height has actually got a really good pull away, but Maloney is making it looks like the two of them contacted. Height is actually spinning. Oh wow, so Height is off. Both Toro Rosso suffered there. So Height and Maloney, Height is actually in last place, but it looks like it's 3 wide coming up to this turn as K just sneaks in front, but Drawmaster is extremely close behind them. So it looks like a little bit of contact between the two Toro Rosso drivers. They're obviously not going to be happy about that, but and yep, so here comes Thomas and Ben are actually really fighting for places here. They are still going at it with each other as Dutchman just passed Julian, I think. Oh no, Dutchman's actually back down. I think that may have been a little bit of lag there, but Thomas MB was trying to get past Ben JP12, but he couldn't make the move stick. As Dutchman now passes AVR Julian, but it goes really wide. It looks like everyone's going wide as K puts in the fastest lap of 112.5. So they're starting to space out a little bit now, but they're still within, most of them are still within a second of each other, but wow. So Jack Hopwood and Height are actually in the pits just now. Maloney is carried on. He does have wing damage, but it doesn't look too bad. I think Height has actually lost his entire front wing as Jack Hopwood moves to the softs. So right now as it stands, we have K91 in first place. Drawmaster 99, who made an amazing start, has moved himself up to second. Matto is actually sitting third. TRP is now up in fourth. Thomas MB in fifth. Ben JP12 in sixth. Must Ronan. I don't know where to actually start. So he's gained 1 place. So he started 8th. He had a decent start to the race. As everyone who's pitted has moved to super softs, as Drawmaster puts in the fastest lap of a 1:08.7. So it looks like Drawmaster is getting very, very close to the back of K. He may have the run on him here coming up to turn 2, but we will have to see. He is extremely close to that Sauber. K moves defensive. Drawmaster goes round the outside. The two of them have, they almost make contact, but he doesn't. Drawmaster takes the lead of the Grand Prix. It was an amazing move by Drawmaster to go round the outside, and even better defensive moves from K. Really nice driving by both of them. It's nice to see when drivers are really, really good at overtakes. They give each other. They don't give each other a lot of space, but they do give space, and they don't just use the car as a bumper car. But it's looking really, really good just now. So everyone is still in the race. No one has retired so far. I don't want the commentators curse anyone, but everyone is still in the race as Drawmaster comes around the corner. I'm having a look down the grid to see if anyone's any closer. It looks like Ben, Must Ronan are extremely close to each other. They have Thomas MB in front of them, and the other Sauber. Oh, someone's wings actually just came off. Who was that? So it looks like someone's got wing. Yeah, it is. It's Most Ronan Ronan. It looks like he may have ran into the back of the Dutchman coming into that turn there, as all of them come up to the corner now. They're all still bunched up together, but they're obviously not making any moves. But the front four are still close together. They're not pulling away from this this group behind them by too much. They're only 1.6 seconds in front. So it'll be interesting to see what everyone does on their pit, because obviously I'm actually just going to have a look. So Maloney has stopped. Maloney, Jack Hopwood and Height have all stopped. Obviously Height stopped. He had wing damage from the incident with his teammate. Jack Hopwood, I'm not sure why he stopped. He may have been involved in another incident somewhere along the lines. But so currently leading this Grand Prix is Drawmaster. He is not pulling away from K as much as he would want, and it looks like Jack Hopwood and Height are actually fighting over P12. As who is that? Oh, Bush the Pony. I didn't even notice that. A driver. He's just got a penalty. I think he actually started from the back. Yeah, he did. So he's up 4 places. So obviously didn't take part in qualifying, but started as Maloney 88, pushing the fastest lap of 108.552. As Petey is actually bringing down that gap. It used to be 1.6 seconds. He's now brought it down to 1. Oh no, he's actually fallen back. It's Thomas MB. So P is falling a little bit back, but it looks like the whole field's starting to spread out a little bit. Getting quite interesting, so we shall see exactly what's happened as Mattel receives a 3-second time penalty. And wow, who was that? I think it was, I'm not actually sure who it was. But yeah, so Mattel is actually getting really close to K now. It looks like K is struggling a little bit for pace. His tyres maybe worn quite a bit, as Mattel's not quite close enough to make a move on the inside, but he is going to get DRS as Maloney receives a penalty. Is he going to try and make a move down the inside coming up to this corner? He is not. He's just a little bit too far back. He may try and make a move. I'm not actually sure. Probably the pit straight would be the best place. But then again, he may want to do it a little bit earlier. But I love these shots, the helicopter shots. They just show amazing. As K actually goes really, really wide there, and he almost makes his car come off all 4 wheels and fly through the air. But yeah, so as Drawmaster actually receives a penalty as well. The one other thing as well that I've seen in previous races from just about every league I've been in here, everyone tends to get a lot of penalties. As Matt was actually making a move down the inside, he's running side by side with K. That was a really aggressive move. I think he backed out of it because he knew it was a bit aggressive, as someone's left this session. I think it may have been Height that's left this session. It is, yep. So, he's actually in the inside, but P is about to get involved as well, as Matto actually takes P2 from K, but TRP is very close behind. So we shall see exactly. I will see if I can get Height back into this session. As can be quite annoying when you are. Nope, I can't. Okay, so back to the race. So TRP is. K is actually still really, really close. There's no way he is 9/10 back. K is losing a little bit of time to Matto, as Ben is actually all over the back of Thomas, and he's now moving. He's moving left and right to try and get the best angle attack. He gets he doesn't get a good run, and he also has. Wait, what? yeah, so he has Dutchman right behind him. So Thomas from about 3 corners has just went from attacking mode to defending mode. He is still 4/10 behind Matto. He is also going to have pressure from Petey as well. Dutchman has got really close to Thomas MB. They're actually moving on to lap 8 now, so I'm going to have a look and see. So right now Dutchman's pit window is lap 16 to 20. So yeah, I can see him going 16 laps on the super softs, but he may want to pit a little bit earlier. Just depends on the tyre wear of the ultra softs. But it looks like the Dutchman's actually going to try and make a move on Thomas MB here. Is he going to make a move? He is not. He's not really close enough, and it probably would have ended in tears if he did. But some really nice overtakes so far in this race. Some nice driving shown by the drivers as well. Alright, let's see. So if I go to party, invite more, invite to game. I don't actually have heights. 2 seconds. I need to find heights. There it is. Yeah, I'm just going to try and add height back in here. See if I can get them back in, because obviously other people won't be able to do it. They're actually driving. But he can join back. So let's have a look. See. I don't know if he is showing as offline. So someone's actually just pit just now. We'll have a look and see who it was in a second, if I can ever find him. There he is. So we will send him the invite to the game and see if he gets it. So it's actually Dutchman and Most Ronan. So they two are both in the pits at the moment. They both moved to softs by the looks of it. So they may be looking to go to the end. Thomas MB is also on softs, or is that a glitch from... Nope, he's on softs. And height is actually still ghosted, so I don't know if he can get back in or not. So we're on board right now with the leader, who now has a 4.7 second lead over Matto in second place, and Matto is still, I wouldn't say he's under pressure, but he still has K close to him, as Boost the Pony has actually made his way up to 4th, as Ben JP12 comes into the pits and has fit the softs as well. So everyone obviously opting for the pit stops around the lap 10 and 11. Quite a long Grand Prix this one. It's 36 laps. Obviously it's 50%, so 36 laps. But it's definitely one of some of the drivers' favourites. So it's been quite an interesting race so far. There's been a lot of overtakes, a lot of people, I wouldn't say making mistakes, but some people, when they're coming around this track, they kind of overemphasize how heavy the braking is here, because when you come up to turn 2, you're almost going at full throttle. In fact, I would say you're probably at full throttle by the time you hit turn 2, so you're having to pick your braking spot really carefully. As we see Drawmaster coming up to turn 2 now, and yep, see, he picks it absolutely perfectly, takes corner just nicely, hits the apex on the inside, and then comes round. His TRP actually puts in the fastest lap of 108.102. Yeah, so it is quite easy to lose it around here, but I'm actually having a look at the times. Everyone's spread out massively, but I think that's due to some people stopping. Yeah, so from 1st to 5th, Drawmaster, Matto, K, Boost the Pony and AVR Julian have not pit yet. So it'll be interesting to see when they actually pit, and there's quite a strategy actually, because Boosted Pony and AVR Julian are on Super Softs, and Drawmaster, Matto and K are on up, as Drawmaster just comes in now, they're all on Ultra Softs. So Drawmaster is in. We will stick around as Matto is actually in. So the top three are pitting all at the same time, obviously to try and react to the same, as Drawmaster moves to the softs, as Boosted Pony is actually in at the same time as well, and Matto moves to the softs, K moves to the softs. What is Julian moving to? He's actually staying out, so Boosted Pony is now on the Super Softs. So he is currently, and he's also getting a wing change, so that's going to hold the Ferrari driver up even more. That is so painful to watch when someone has to get their wing changed. But Drawmaster actually comes back out in first place. He has AVR Julian behind him by about a second and a half. Then TRPE about 1.4 seconds back from Julian. But Thomas MB is actually stuck with Matto as well, as Matto locks his brakes there, and Thomas had them almost went into the back of him. I think he had it under control, but it did look rather close. So we'll have to see. I think this is going to be an interesting battle. I've seen Thomas MB race before, I've not seen Matto race before, so it'll be interesting to see his paces. We've got a yellow in Sec 2. I think that's just someone went off the track. Oh, it's actually the Dutchman. I think he has wing damage. Yes, he does. He has wing damage on the left hand side. So it looks like he may have, as Pete is actually making a move on Julian at the moment. He will be on the inside coming up to this corner, so Julian can't move over to go defensive. Pete is going to have a nice run coming out the corner as he does, and he takes the place from Julian. Julian is still on the podium in P3, which is pretty decent. So Thomas MB is still trying to, still trying to take P4 from Matto. He seems to be gaining and then falling back a little bit, and then gaining and falling back. As Dutchman actually receives a 5-second stop-go penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Wow. Yeah, this is what I mean. It's just it doesn't go well at this track because it's so short. The minute you have any damage and you have to pit again, it completely destroys your race. 9 times out of 10, not all the time. Sometimes you can get away with it if you manage to time your pit well and come back out. But it's so easy to get lapped here. It's just, and because the track's so short, as it looks like Thomas is actually making a move. He is, and Julian is actually being passed by Thomas MB and Matto are actually going side by side, as we have a yellow in sector 1, and Boosted Pony is actually out, as Thomas and Matto are actually really massively fighting. And we can see Julian and Kay in the background there of the Williams and the other Sauber, they're going at it as well, so we'll try and catch all 4 fights on the stream if we can. But it looks like Kay actually has a really decent run, as he does, and moves to the outside and takes it. Very brave move there. Just have a look. Yeah, Boosted Pony is actually gone. I think he's pit as he has crashed, as Julian is now in the pits. So I think, yeah, so Maloney 88 has actually lost 5 places. I don't know what's happened to him, but it looks like something's went wrong somewhere. Oh yeah, he had the blip with height at the start of the race. He's bringing it back now. He's up in 7th, so he's now in the top 8. So we'll see what he can do from 7th place. I don't know if there's anyone else to pit. There is not. They've already made the pit stop, so it's more than likely, I would say, they're going for the 1 stop. Obviously PA on the Ultrasofts, he may have to stop again. Maloney as well, and Jack Hopwood. they may have to stop again, but it looks like Matto has a run on Thomas MB. But Matto is actually right now in a silver sandwich, so he may feel the pressure from Thomas MB's teammate behind in K91. But it looks like Matto is actually, he's really disciplined so far. He's keeping his cool, he's waiting for an opportunity to overtake, or waiting for Thomas MB to make a mistake, as he looks like he may be making his way around the outside. He definitely was trying it, he's trying the cutback, but it didn't really work out, as K is now really close to the back of Matto. So it looks like he may be trying for P4 from the Haas driver. We'll have to see, as he is really close to the back of Matto now. You have Ben P12 in the background as well, with Maloney on his way up to the back of Ben, looking to take P6. So yeah, it looks like K has decent pace. He's caught Matto really quick. Oh, I can't stop yawning for some reason. So yeah, he's just, it doesn't look like he can get really close enough. As K's just received a 3-second time penalty for probably ending up on the outside, as Maloney is actually in the pits again. So he's now moving to, is that another set of super softs? It is another set of super softs, so that'll be his final stop. As K is still chasing down that Haas. So yeah, so lap 18, Drawmaster still in the lead. He has a 5-second lead over TRP, as it looks like K was seriously close. I think he tried to make a move, but had to back out of it because Matto actually closed the door on him, but he is really close to the back of that Haas. So we shall see if he can make a move on the pit straight. Can he? It looks like he's losing a little bit of time, but he kind of gains it back up again. He's going to have DRS coming around here, but then again so is Matto as well. He's going to have it too. I just don't think he's got enough to pull himself right up to the back of that Haas. He is seriously close. This is also giving Ben JP12 a chance to catch up, as AVR Julian gets a 3-second time penalty, and so is the Dutchman. So I don't believe, is Height back in this race? He's not back in. I'm not sure what's happening with Height. I've sent him an invite. I don't think he can get back in. But we shall see. So lap 19 out of 36. Drawmaster still in the lead. 6.2 seconds or 6.3 seconds now from TRPA. And then 2.8 seconds back from that is Thomas MB, and Matto 2 tenths behind him, and 5 tenths behind Matto is actually K, and I think that was Ben. He just had a little bit of a moment coming out that corner there, but we'll have a look at K and see if he's close enough. But Matto has actually got really close to the back of Thomas MB, so we'll keep an eye on the Haas driver and see if he can make a move. He'll be wanting to get back by Matto as quick as possible, obviously because it's not going to be helpful to him if he's stuck in a silver sandwich, because he has pressure from K behind. So it's not a good thing to go from offensive to defensive straight away, but as Matto actually locks his brakes up massively there, he's kind of moving about just to see where he can move to and try and get a better angle on the corners. He moves really wide, so does K as well. He moves really wide coming into that corner. As K is actually, it's not K, it's actually Matto making a move on Thomas, but he couldn't keep the move. He had to back out of it. Look how close these guys are. Wow, they are literally top to tail from each other, but it looks like Oh, it looks like Matto actually made a slight mistake there, but I think K did as well, and he's now under pressure from Ben JP12. Ben actually makes a move on K, so K is dropped down to 5th, Ben's now up into 4th. Matto is seriously close behind Thomas MB, who's now up into P2. So Maloney is making his way up the field again, obviously pit again. So yeah, so it's going relatively well for some drivers. Obviously we've had one retirement from the race and Boost the Pony, which is probably one of the funniest names I've ever heard for someone having their name here. But I don't know what happened to him. I think he crashed. So he's the only retirement. Obviously Height is still in this race, but he has not returned, as K is now in the pits. You must think this is for super softs, ultra softs maybe, to try and push to the end. But I'm pretty sure K has not been on those tyres for very long. That's actually Ronan, not K. A pit lap 13. So not really that long. Dutchman receives a 13-second time penalty. K is actually on super softs. Ben, Matto and Thomas MB are now all stuck together, as obviously K peeled off and into the pits. So we will, not really much happening. Everyone has basically a few second gap except from these three guys, obviously fighting over P2, but it will become for P3 at some point as well between Matto and Ben, because obviously they're behind Thomas, but Thomas is still in reach for the two of them. So it's definitely going to be a massive fight between Red Bull, Haas and Sauber for P2 and 3, the final two places on the podium, as Drawmaster now has a 12-second lead over Thomas MB, but obviously because Thomas has been fighting for P2, as TRP puts in fastest lap of 107.955, as it looks like Matto tried to make a move there, but I just don't think he's got enough grip on the outside to make a move. But then again, he may have. He's getting rather close to the back of that Sauber. So they're all still sticking together with each other, all three of them. Dutchman's in the pits again. I don't actually know if Dutchman is... He is still in the race, yes. So everyone's still in the race except from obviously Height and Boost the Pony. These two guys here is... Wow, Matto has just got within 1/10 of Thomas MB there. He really does want this place, but P2, but he has to remember that there's still 12 laps to go in this race. I wouldn't throw everything into the pot just yet. He's obviously still got a long way to go, and if it causes him to lose part of his front wing, that could cost him massively. So we'll just have to see exactly what happens. Oh no! So Thomas has just slid off. I was actually having a look at the chat there to see if anyone has commented, but it looks like Ben JP12 has actually got the benefit from it all. He's now he's actually passed Thomas MB and Matto for P2, but Matto is all over the back of him as Jack Hopwood receives a penalty. So massive event turn here. So now Ben GP12's in P2. He's not pulling away from Matto. Matto is still all over the back of him, so it looks like it may have been that Matto was actually caught off guard there as he came around the corner with Thomas MB either being tapped or losing it and hitting the wall. I didn't see what happened. Maybe you guys saw watching the stream, but I never saw. I was actually looking at the chat. But Matto is currently 2/10 behind Ben JP12. Thomas isn't far behind. I don't believe he has damage. It doesn't look like he's got damage, so he may have got away with that. So as he's really close to the back of that Red Bull. Wow, he was almost touching the back end of Ben JP12's car. But there's now 11 laps remaining, so we'll have a look and see exactly what transpires between these two. Thomas has fell back 5.4 seconds from these two fighting for the last two podium places, so he's also on the soft tyre, which is not the best one for trying to bring back time, but there's a slight cushion of almost 3 seconds back to most Ronan. We will see if he can bring that time down. He's brought it down to 5.3 seconds. It was up at 5.5. So as Matto is still very close to the back of Ben GP12. It's going to be interesting for Matto's Dutchman receiving that penalty, because he was so close behind Thomas MBA. Thomas, obviously something happened. Ben got the benefit of it all and ended up in P2, so Matto obviously got taken off guard, and he's now finding himself stuck behind another car, so he's probably going to try and get past him as quick as possible. But Kay and Julian are actually having a massive squabble for P8. I'm not sure what happened there. I think Julian may have shut the door on him on the way round the corner. He tried to move around the outside, but I think Julian was following the racing line. But Kay is not going to give up. He's still directly behind the Williams driver, so right now he's the closest person on track, so if anything develops with Matto, we'll move straight back and see exactly what happens. Kay is definitely gaining on Julian. He's not too far behind him. He falls at the last hurdle a little bit. So we will definitely have a look at this battle as it's raging on. I think Julian actually hit the grass. I think he made a slight mistake going into that corner, and that's gave Kay a run on him. He's moving left and right to try and find out where the best place to overtake is. Obviously these corners are really difficult to overtake on. So he may actually leave. Nope, he's actually making the move. No, he's not. He's a little bit too far back as Julian goes really defensive into the turn. And look at that, Kay has actually just made a massive move on Julian. He basically dove it down the inside, but Julian is coming back. So it looks like I don't think he's quite level, but he has the inside line, so he's going to have the better line. Oh! Julian slides round the corner and just taps. I think he just tapped as Kay is letting Julian pass. I think I think that was just a slight mistake coming out the corner. He just outbroke himself, and it happens. It happens to just about every driver, so it's nothing major. And these two have obviously got a decent enough respect between each other. Kay let him past, although I don't know why, because I think Kay actually had the advantage there. But these two drivers, yeah, great sportsmanship there. Nice to see they're not driving angry or losing it. They're actually respecting the track and each other, and it looks like Kay may be making another move. He's not. He's going to have a nice run coming into pit straight, though. He'll have DRS as well, so we'll see if he can actually make anything happen as he comes down the straight. Is he going to get it? He's a little bit too far back, but he may. It's really difficult. I don't know what it is, but every time you try and get into the slipstream, it just does not work. It's definitely frustrating. DRS is not that much of a help. It does give you a little bit of a boost, but it doesn't really have a major effect. But massive lock up there by Julian as he's making his way around the corner, and we actually have another battle on track at the moment. I think Matto is actually caught up with Ben. I just saw he was about 1/10 behind the Red Bull driver there, so have a look coming into the corner. He's definitely a lot closer as Matto actually receives a penalty, so at the end of this race we'll definitely see who has what penalty, as Ronan gets a penalty as well. It looks like Kay has actually got past Julian. I missed it. Wow. Sorry guys, I missed that there. I really wanted to catch that, but right now Matto actually has a really decent run on Ben. He moves to the inside, is making a diving lunge. He's not, but Ben gave him a lot of room there. I think he just wants to avoid contact. Obviously only 6 laps left as Matto is actually making his way around the outside, the outside. But Ben's going to have the better run coming in, but he's sticking with the Red Bull driver, so we'll definitely probably see him try and make an overtake in one of the other corners as Matto's actually dove the car down the inside. They're running side by side coming around the corner as Ben actually goes off track. They're now running side by side. It's going to be a straight drag race down here as I think Ben has it, as Matto is seriously close by. Oh, he outbrakes himself. Oh wow, so slight mistake from Matto there. He obviously outbroke himself going into turn 1 there, so yeah, it was a decent drive. He just locked his wheels up too much and he goes into that turn and misses the apex completely. He's just, I know the level of frustration will be with him just now because he's obviously been stuck behind Ben's car for quite a while now, and he was also behind Thomas MB's car for quite a while. So the frustration level will be there. He knows that he can fight for P2. But all he has to do is just try it normally. Just try and make a clean move around Ben and take the place. But so far the racing between these two has been really, really decent. I would probably say a little bit too, I don't want to say easy because it's not, but Ben giving Matto a lot of room, so obviously the two of them don't want to make contact, don't want to end up in the pits. But currently with 4 laps remaining in this race, Drawmaster has P1, he has actually an 18-second lead over Ben GP12. Gonna have a look at where everyone is. So at this moment Ben actually is the person who's gained the most. He's actually gained 7 places as Matto locks his brakes again. Matto's gained 4 places, so obviously 37. He's up in P3, so he's doing really well. He's on the podium, so that's where you want to be. That's definitely where you want to be. As he goes a little bit wide coming out of that corner, but he definitely is catching Ben again. He's down to 1.4 seconds or 1.3, so he does have pace. It's not like he's not got pace. He definitely has pace. It's just he's not having the best of luck when it comes to trying to overtake. As we actually have a massive fight between Thomas, Ronan and TRP, who are all extremely close to each other. Yeah, they are running almost top to tail again with these 3 cars. It seems like the middle bunch like to bunch up and try and fight, as it looks like Ronan was thinking about a move as P actually dives it down the inside and takes the place from an unsuspecting Ronan. I think Ronan was paying a bit too much attention to Thomas in front of him, figuring out where he was going, and obviously TRP says thanks, I'll have that, but Ronan actually makes a dive down the inside as well and takes the place back. He's obviously saying I'm not having that, thanks, I'll take this back. As it may, I'm just having a look, I think I saw parts of a wing come off there. It doesn't look like there is any damage, but wow, some aggressive driving there from from both of them. But I would say it was fair. The two of them were wheel banging and obviously pushing each other, putting their elbows out, trying to gain a place. But Thomas is just driving his own race as well. Some decent racing between these guys. So currently 2 laps left. I will jump on board with Drawmaster on the last lap. Usually that's what I'll do. I'll go with the leader on the last lap. But we are currently seeing Ronan catch up to Thomas as well, and Mattel has actually brought the time down to 5/10, so he's went from about 1.5 seconds to half a second. So as I said, he's definitely got the pace. It's just he's finding it rather difficult to overtake, which it can be really frustrating and it can be quite difficult, because obviously these drivers are really quick. They're also, some of them have some of the most amazing defence I've ever seen as well. So it'll be interesting to see how well they can actually hold each other off. But Ronan is actually 2/10 now behind Thomas MB, so he may be making a move as Dutchman's been disqualified from the session for receiving too many penalties. TRP has actually left this session. Oh no! Let's see. I'll try and get him back in. Let's see if we can actually get him in here. Let's add him and see if we can get him in. Come on. So, oops, wrong button. Let's see here. Party, not party game. Yeah, it's a shame. He's obviously not been able to. We'll send height on as well. See if we can get him back in. I doubt he'll come back in now, but where is TRP? Where is he? There he is. So we'll send him an invite to the game as well. See if we can get him back in. He's dropped down to P7, so it's not really that good for him as Drawmaster now is actually on the last lap. So the race leader, who's had a pretty dominating, I would say a pretty dominating drive from him today, as Matto is actually on the back of Red Bull now, and Maloney is actually on the back of Thomas MB as well. So we could see Maloney make himself back up to P5 as TRP is actually joined. So we'll jump on board with Drawmaster. I don't think anyone's going to try and make a move on anyone as P's car is actually pit. Oh no! Wow. So here we go. Drawmaster is making his way around the final couple of corners and is going to come across and win round 7 of SRL F1 in Austria. So he finishes P1. Congrats to him. Pretty dominating race by him. Really good strategy and good pace as well. As Jack Hobwood actually finishes in 10th place, he gets a final point. So we will see as Ben JP12 and Pierre Mattel come across the line. They do finish where they actually finish. So Ben JP12 gets P2, Mattel gets P3, and Moss Ronan gets P4, which is interesting. Thomas MB actually gets P5, Maloney 88 gets P6. K91 is actually on his way around now, so he's going to pick up P7. Julian is actually coming around now as well. He'll pick up P8 as he's weaving across the track. Well done. Finishing in the points, pretty decent. So all round pretty decent race. Yeah, so just been told it's actually Drawmaster's first win and first podium for Ben and Matto as well. So definite congratulations to them. So we'll try and get them in here and see if we can actually speak to them. So let's have a look. Drawmaster. Yep. So we'll have a Drawmaster. Ben JP12. Okay, so there we are. So that's the final. Drawmaster P1, Ben JP12 obviously finishes P2. Matto is in third. Most Ronan is in fourth. Thomas MB in fifth. Maloney in sixth. K91 in seventh. Julian in eighth. And obviously the rest didn't finish except from Jack Hopwood. But I do believe we have all three. Yeah, we do. So we'll start with Drawmaster. Congrats on P1.
Thank you.
So you had a pretty dominating race. I'm not going to beat around the bush. You definitely had a dominating race. You had about an 18-second lead towards the end there. I mean, what was your strategy coming in? Because you know it's a really fast track, and obviously all the other drivers are really competitive. So I mean, what was your strategy coming in?
Well, on my behalf, I was kind of lucky in the first corner at the start, because I think Melanie and Height collided, unfortunately, and afterwards I had LK and myself charging through the first three laps. So as soon as I got the DRS, I could pass in the outside, and after that, I think I just got lucky with all the strategy and the pit stop and everything, because I was planning to do a two-stop if I was not first in the case, because on this track the tires are quite, how do you call it, the dirty air is quite strong here, so I was definitely going for the two-stop, but so yeah, I was kind of lucky on the whole race, and yeah, I was a little bit frustrated. I got the 3-second penalty as well, but yeah, in the end it's,
I think most people actually in that race. Sorry to mention, guys. Sorry if you can include your audio as well, it's just so everybody can hear you in the party chat. When you move into the party chat, a little box, you just tick it. But yeah. It's.
Oh yeah, it is included. I have it included here. Strange.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I think it's one of those tracks where almost everyone gets a penalty. There was quite a few handed out. The Dutchman actually got disqualified from the session for having too many. So it's the first time I've ever seen that. But I do believe it's the first time you've ever been on. No, you've actually won a race in SRL Drawmaster.
Yes, that's correct. It's the first time I won here at SRL. I'm pleased with that. And I had my first podium last race at Montreal as well. So yeah, right now it's luck is on my side.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. But so congrats anyway on P1, and we will move to P2, which was Ben JP12, I think.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So Ben, congratulations on P2. You had I wouldn't say a quiet race. You had a quiet race for probably the first half, but then you had Matto, Thomas MB. There was actually a time where I think it was about 4 cars. Yours, Matto, Thomas MB, and I think the other one was Maloney. I think maybe. Yeah, K, that was it. Yep. All these were actually fighting for places. It was probably, I've got to say, some of the maddest racing I've ever seen, but it was extremely entertaining. There was some really good overtaking moves. I take it you were just trying to keep Matto behind you.
Well, yeah, after spun Thomas around, that was really hard because he was extremely quick, and he was following me within 2 tenths in the middle sector, which is really hard with the dirty air. So he probably deserved P2 in the end, but couldn't quite get it done. But yeah, as you say, it was quite quiet.
Yeah,
Until the last 10 laps.
It was. I think you had the the correct strategy. Obviously, anyone who has the correct strategy is going to either score a podium or score high up on the points. But it looks like you just had a brilliant strategy today, and you also had. I would like to say your defence was probably one of the best I've seen. Matto by no means is not an easy guy to try and defend from by the looks of it. And he was definitely all over the back of your car, but you actually held well under it, and I've got to say I was actually quite entertained by that race, and by that battle on track. But I take it, did you at any point change your strategy? Did you go in with the same strategy, or did you change it halfway through the race, or?
Well, I was going to do the one stop because that's usually the quickest, but I wasn't planning to stop so early. I only stopped early because Thomas was going to undercut me. And my tyres were pretty dead at the end. And then Thomas got past me in the first pit stop. And then Kay and Matto stopped about 3 laps later, but they were still ahead, and obviously them 3 were battling. So I just stayed back, and then something happened to LK, I don't know. He got a bad run, I got past him, and then he pit. I'm not sure what happened to him, and then obviously Matto and Thomas collided, and then I held off Matto in the last 10 laps. So pretty lucky, to be honest. I wasn't really expecting it, because I'm not usually a front runner.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I would say it was luck, but I would also say it's down to driving as well. You had a really decent race. Fair enough, you did have some decent luck. Height disconnected at the start, I think. Pete disconnected towards the end as well. Yeah. So you had a really decent race, but congrats on P2, and we'll move to the final pole sitter, the final podium sitter, sorry, and Matto. I have no idea how to say the first part of your name.
Pietro.
What is it? Pietro Matto?
Not really. It's Pietro Matto, which basically is Pietro, which is my name, and Matto, which means mad, crazy.
Well, I can just call you Matto.
Okay. If it's easier.
Yes, it's a lot easier. But congrats on P3. You definitely had an interesting race as well. I would say I wouldn't say it was quiet in the middle. I would probably say it was all over the track for you. You had it didn't matter where you were. You were actually fighting for a position. But you still had a really decent race. You finished 3rd, so it's a really good result as well. But I mean, it's the same question as the other guys. Did you change your strategy halfway through the race, or did you stick to the original strategy you were going with?
No, but before I begin, I want to say that I'm worried about what happened with Thomas, because he spun, I don't know which lap was. I think it was this thing, because we found already in that situation, and like it seemed he throttled and then he broke suddenly, so a bit worried about that. But I started with the idea of doing the one stop, and even if like I was starting 7th, 6th, and I knew maybe my pace was good enough to stay with the firsts, and I was planning even to do as ultras and supers, because I've tried it once and it worked. But I had really, the start was amazing. I had a good start. I broke late, and then like the Toro Rosso made the harakiri. Since then, really, the race seemed a bit frustrating, because before I had like Joe Master ahead of me. Then when I thought he and Kay would have basically a similar pace, but as he overtook Kay, it was a thunder throughout the whole race, I believe. Really, when I succeeded in passing Kay, and the stop, I think lap 12 I did, and it was as I was thinking about, what I was thinking about. as I found Thomas I behind me, and I'm at the first moment I thought he was steady with with the tire, but he was too quick. So I changed my mind throughout the race, and I don't know. I think it was Jack that I overtook him. He wasn't wearing tires, and made a mistake. Thomas, like he overtook me. Then really, it began the frustrating moment because I was in front of Thomas and I couldn't overtake him. And then when he spun, Ben was in front of me. Really congrats to him because he didn't make a mistake, even if I was really close to him many times. He was a thunder on the straights. Really, I have DRS, rich mix, slipstream, and
What wing were you running?
and 2.8.
Wait, I was running 3.6.
Ah, no, really, he was a thunder. And I thought a couple of times to dive on, but and it's already happened. Like as Thomas spun, I didn't want to go too much aggressive. So I would have waited for his mistake. But in the end, I mean, I'm happy because it's my first podium on Tire 1. I did a win in Tire 2. And as I was like fourth in some of the other races, my target was in these couple of races to score one or even more than a podium. So I'm happy with the result. I knew I could be P2. I don't think I would have be winning. Dramaster was faster, I believe, and maybe even Melanie and Hyde. So frustrating from one side, but I was lucky they spun at the first corner. Maybe it would have been interesting to battle even with them.
Yeah, I think it would have been definitely interesting, and I do believe it's a first for all three of you, for Ben and Matto for being on the podium and Drawmaster having the win. So it's definitely congratulations to all three of you. Just Drawmaster, you had a dominating race. Ben and Matto used to had one of the best battles I've seen so far. And
Have you watched China?
not yet, but I think I'll be going to. But I definitely get what you're saying, Matto. When I was watching it, I could see the frustration building because you were constantly finding yourself stuck behind another car. But you really did well. You held your composure. You did make a few mistakes, I noticed, but you did recover really well. You had an incredible pace. You managed to catch back up to Ben as well, which I found quite intriguing. I do know you found it quite frustrating. I could tell, but you managed to get the podium as well. So I mean, it's definitely a good day when you can finish on the podium.
Of course.
But yeah, so I mean, that's gonna end today's stream in round 7 for Austria. I'd like to thank Ben, Matto and Drawmaster for joining me, and I do not know if I'll be back next week because I normally do F2. It's normally Diablo that does this one. But we shall definitely catch everyone next week for the next race. And good night.